you hit that buzzer beater. Actually, you hit the buzzer beater that didn't count, and then you hit that one that did. Can you just walk us through that moment first?
Well, I was actually trying to throw it to D. White in the corner, and KP jumped in front of it, and he threw it back to me, and I was surprised he threw it back to me, so I tried to get my feet in bounds as quick as possible and just let it fly. At the end of the day, I mean, that's kind of all there was to it. There was really nothing super detailed about it. D. White was actually going to be open in the corner because his man had fell asleep, and he was cutting open, but it just worked out that way.
And you took a heat check. You get that shooter's roll. It seemed like your teammates kind of – I saw a lot of people laughing and – like, what was that? What was that like? What were they laughing at? Were they laughing at the fact that you took the shot or the fact that it went in like that?
Probably a little bit of both. You know, like to have a lot of fun out there and you know, with my teammates. And, you know, they're probably just super excited for myself to get the opportunity and just have the game I did. And so it's probably just a little bit of both.
Baylor, Joe just kind of pushed back on the notion of playing with confidence and said maybe that's an overused word. But he did compliment you. He said that he thinks you play with a chip on your shoulder and with an FU mentality. Mm-hmm. I'm just curious, do you agree with Joe's assessment there?
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I think, you know, you kind of have to have that mentality to make it, you know, in this league with a lot of talented players. And, you know, every time I step out on that court, I'm trying to go, you know, 110% and play as hard as I can regardless of the score or who we're playing, and just try to put my best foot forward every single time.
Baylor, obviously, that was a career high for you, and you're getting hype up after all these shots, you know, the FU mentality that was just mentioned. Hearing TD Garden's reaction, what was it like playing in that environment, and how does it compare to the other environments you played in?
Yeah, it's pretty special. You know, when I hit that buzzer beater and the crowd was going crazy, that was probably, you know, top 3 environment I've ever been a part of, and obviously I played in a lot of big, you know, games, and so it's just special, and, you know, that's obviously what makes Boston, you know, so elite and, you know, the best sports, you know, town in the country, best city in the country.
And then you hit the sort of blow a kiss 3 celebration. I'm curious if Jason co-signed that, or is that something you talked about?
Yeah, we talked a little bit about it in the locker room, and I might have to start working on different celebrations. So,
Baylor, what's the what's the growth year been like? What's your rookie year been like? Can you kind of summarize what the growth is, what kind of player you are now than when you were drafted? Can you even compare those two guys?
You know, I think I've just done a good job of trying to just be where my feet are, whether that's Maine or here, and try to just learn as much as possible as I can from the people, you know, up in Maine, and then, you know, while I'm here as well, and just trying to take bits and pieces from everybody and kind of just mold it into my routine and how I go about things. And I think that's the biggest thing that I've seen over the course of the years, just the growth that I've learned, and just, you know, staying ready for whenever my number is called.
And what's the process like when the game slows down? Everybody's, it's fast, but it seems like it's starting to slow down for you.
I mean, it's just obviously it's a lot of fun when it slows down and you feel like you're just out there playing free, playing loose. You know, coaches got a lot of confidence in you, players got a lot of confidence in you. That's what, you know, the game is all about, and that's, you know, how I enjoy playing.
You're obviously someone with a football background. We see you out there, you know, hustling in, crashing the glass for rebounds, dove on the floor for a loose ball. What role do plays like that play in getting you in a rhythm offensively?
Yeah, I think it's big. I think obviously, you know, my role offensively is not necessarily super big, and so just being able to impact the game in a lot of ways, and in whatever way possible, can get me going, you know, offensively.
So the play with Kristaps, that wasn't like designed.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the process been like kind of grasping 2-for-1s? You know, the one at the end of the third there, kind of getting the layup, followed by that 3 that set it up. Obviously in college you see them, but not as often in terms of the timing and kind of getting a rhythm for it.
Yeah, I think, you know, kind of what I talked about earlier, of just learning and growing in that area, and that's one thing that, you know, we stress a lot is winning those 2-for-1s at the end of quarters. And so just learning that, knowing that when I'm in that situation, what to look for, and when we're trying to shoot a by and all that. And, you know, we talk about it a lot, and so when we're out there on the court, it's kind of just second nature to be able to realize that.